So the title of today's discussion is When They Left, You Abandoned Yourself. Okay? When they left, you abandoned yourself. This is the title of today's discussion. All right? And the deeper title is You Don't Miss Them, You Miss Who You Stopped Being. We're going to talk about love today. We're going to talk about identity. We're going to talk about the identity of love, the identity of prosperity. It's really all the same, but today we're taking the perspective of love. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So the first part we're going to talk about is the lie of loss. You say that you miss them. You say their absence feels like death, right? But what actually died? Because we know that they're still there because they're within you. We know that love can't leave you because you are love. But you say you miss them. You say their absence feels like death. But what actually died? Love didn't die. Possibility didn't die, right? What collapsed was a version of you. The you who walked lighter. The you who flirted with the air. The you who felt chosen, who felt radiant, who felt almost dangerous in your aliveness. So there is this thing that's awakened within us when we are quote unquote loved, right? All of a sudden we feel more vibrant. We feel more divine. We feel like we are walking on air, right? Everything just feels more wonderful. But that's been you this whole time. It was just that somebody else was able to actually reflect that back to you. So this is what today's discussion is going to be about. Remembering yourself as love. Recognizing that you have always been love, right? And how to get back to that center. So that's what we're going to talk about. Cool? All right, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. So Exodus 3:5. Exodus 3:5, it says, remove the sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Remove the sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Let's think about that. Why is the place that you are standing holy ground? Because this is the place that you meet God, right? Because you are the temple. Now, what does it mean by take off your sandals? Think about this. Take off your sandals. What do shoes, when you're walking through life with the same pair of shoes, what gets on the shoes? The dirt, right? The debris from all the different places, right? Some of y'all nasty, you probably wear your shoes in your house. But if you're not nasty, if you are a civilized person, you will take them motherfuckers off when you get in the house. Why? Because your shoes carry all the debris from all these places that you have been in the past. But because you are in holy ground, on holy ground, right here, right now, as God, take off the old burden, release all of that. Right now, you are on holy ground. Okay, so there are moments. We're gonna get a little bit romantic today. Okay, there are moments in love where you must take off the armor, the persona, the performance. Sandals carry the dust of everywhere you've been. Every heartbreak, every insecurity, every old story about who you are. To remove them is to stand bare before the fire. It is to admit that this connection, this body, this moment is sacred. And it's not because of the other person, but because of the awareness burning within you. Within you, right? When you stand fully present, unguarded, unmasked, the ground beneath you becomes holy. Their gaze becomes holy. Your breath becomes holy. Love was always a burning bush asking you to come closer without hiding. Romance becomes transcendent when you realize the sacred ground is not out there. It is wherever you decide to stand awake in the truth of who you are. The space between two bodies, the silence before a kiss, the tremble of vulnerability, all of it is holy ground. All of it is holy ground. Why? Because you are the temple. Because you are the temple. But you cannot experience this while armored. So we're going to talk a little bit about jealousy, right? And how that takes away from intimacy, how jealousy turns love into a battlefield, into a competition. We're going to talk about that, right? But we're gonna talk about some other things. So we're gonna talk about some other things. But you cannot experience it while armored. You must remove what protects you from feeling too much. You must stand barefoot in your own desire. And when you do, you realize the fire was not there to consume you, it was there to reveal you. When you loved, you stepped into holy ground. Your body became sacred space. Your voice carried weight. Your eyes held fire. You were expanded. Now that they're gone, you interpret contraction as loss. You interpret that feeling of being contracted as loss, but contraction is not loss, it's forgetfulness. You thought they were the source of your vibrancy, of your love, but they weren't. They just held the mirror up to you for a little bit of time, but they were never the source. You have always been the source. Okay? You're not grieving them. You're grieving the self you stopped embodying. You're not grieving them. You are grieving the version of you that felt larger, that felt stronger, that felt loved, that felt seen, that felt held. That's what you're mourning. You're not actually mourning them. You're mourning the version of you that you think is gone. All right? So a couple reflection questions. Number one, where did I shrink after they left? When they left, where did you shrink, if any place? Where did you shrink when they left? Where did you get smaller when they left? Okay. And number two, what part of me went quiet when their validation disappeared? Okay. To all of you that are just mourning and missing your SP, or anyone for that matter, right? What part of you went quiet when their validation disappeared? I know some of y'all are too spiritual for this question. So this one ain't for y'all. This one ain't for y'all. This is for the ones that be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What part of you went quiet when their validation disappeared? Okay. So number two, right? The erotic mirror. The erotic mirror. There is something intoxicating about being desired. It awakens the animal and the angel at the same time. You know that feeling. You know that feeling, right? Being desired, and it just wakes up that animal within you and that angel within you, right? At the exact same time, right? Your spine straightens, your laughter deepens. Life just feels a little bit better, doesn't it? Life just feels a little bit better. It feels erotic because it confirms your existence. It confirms that you are seen. It confirms that, yes, I am chosen. Yes, I am source. Yes, I am love. Right? All of those things, okay? So Song of Solomon 6:3 says, I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine, right? There is something so intimate about these words. Hear those words, hear that poetry. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine, right? Not possession, not control, but devotion that flows in both directions like breath. Devotion that flows in both directions like breath. I am my beloved's. What does that mean? I open myself without reservation. I let my walls soften. I let my body be read like scripture beneath their hands. Do you feel me, right? And my beloved is mine means I receive without fear, without suspicion, without the quiet anxiety of loss. It is the union of giving and claiming at once. Beautiful. Two flames leaning toward each other to become brighter together. This love is serious. This love is delicious. Two flames leaning toward each other to become brighter together, right? This is recognition. This is when we transcend the dependency and we lean into recognition, right? It's the realization that love does not erase individuality, it intensifies it. I do not disappear in you. I become more myself in your presence. When I say you are mine, it's not ownership. It is sacred choosing. It is sacred choosing. What is more intimate? The one that just needs you because they can't get nobody else, or the one that knows who they are and they choose you in the midst of everyone? One is going to satisfy your ego. He can't leave because he can't get nothing else. But one is choosing you cleanly out of true love. This is true desire right here. This is true devotion. Yeah, I could choose somebody else, but I choose you. This is devotion. This is devotion. And when I say I am yours, it is surrender without diminishment. It is the erotic courage to stand fully seen and whisper, I choose you as you choose me. And in that choosing, we both expand. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ooh. Here we go. Yep. But most people, actually, let's talk about this, all right? So the order of this statement, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. Notice the order, I am, then beloved. I am, then beloved. Identity first, union second. But most people reverse it. They become beloved first and forget who they are. They get so caught up in that person first and they forget who they are, right? You miss the way you felt when their eyes devoured you. You miss the way you felt when their eyes devoured you. You miss the way your body responded to them. You miss the heat in your chest when they whispered your name. I know you do. I know you do. You call it missing them. It is missing your own magnetism. They did not unlock that within you. They just introduced you to a part of yourself that has always been there. You always been her. You always been him. Okay? So here's a quote from Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. They did not create your magnetism. They witnessed it. They triggered it. They reflected it back to you, but the current, the source was always yours. The obsession is not about possession. It is about regaining the self that felt powerful. Your obsession with them is about regaining the version of you that felt powerful and loved and magnetic and divine and chosen. That version of you has never left. It's not tied to them. It's you. And when you recognize that, now they're going to come flooding back in anyway. And they're going to bring 2 or 3 of your friends. They're going to bring 2 or 3 of their friends with them. Okay? So a couple reflection questions. Number 1, was I addicted to them or to how I felt about myself around them? Was I addicted to them or how I felt about myself around them? Was I addicted to them or how I felt? Ooh wee. And number two, if no one was watching, would I still move like that? Now, let me clarify this question. If no one was watching, would I still move like that? Let's go a little bit further. Was that confidence I had with them real, or was it performance for them? Was that sensuality that you had with them embodied, or was it activated by being observed by them? Was that power that you felt, that knowing that you were that girl, that guy, right? Was that power internal, or was it borrowed through someone else's gaze? Was it? When someone desires you, it can amplify parts of you that were always there. It can amplify parts of you that were always there. You stand taller. You speak slower, right? You become magnetic. But if that magnetism disappears the moment the witness disappears, then it was conditional. This is why I say moment by moment, can you actually fall in love with the knowing that you are love? Can you fall in love with the knowing that you are sensuality? You are charisma. You are prosperity. Can you actually walk in that knowing by your damn self? Can you awaken that within your damn self? They did not, they don't own it. They don't own your magnetism. They just got to witness it firsthand. But they don't own the shit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Number 3, identity collapse. Identity collapse. Here we go. When love leaves, many collapse into performance. They replay memories. They stalk timelines. Some of y'all stalk social medias, make fake accounts. Oh my God, how pathetic. All right. They bargain with the universe. They bargain with the universe. Why? Because the ego believes identity must be externally confirmed. The ego believes identity must be externally confirmed, right? Why? So let's look at this verse, right? James 3:16. It says, "For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice." I'm going to read that one more damn time, all right? For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. Hear this, all right? Listen to this. Listen to this. Let's talk about jealousy. I want you to really think about jealousy. And I want you to study your body as I read this, see how you feel. And I want you to become aware of how you are in the presence of the ones that you love. See if this resonates. See if this exposes something that you can transcend right now. Jealousy in love, it feels hot. It tightens the jaw. It makes the body ache with possession. Jealousy makes the body ache with possession. But beneath that heat is fear. The terror of being replaced, of being overshadowed, of being forgotten, of being cast away. When selfish ambition slips into romance, love stops being a dance and becomes a contest. You're no longer dancing with this divine God or divine goddess in front of you. Now it's a contest. You no longer want union. You want victory. Jealousy makes everything this battlefield. You want victory in this moment. You no longer want true intimacy. You want reassurance that you are superior. Reassure me that I'm superior than all these other motherfuckers that I've made up in my mind that you're with. And that hunger distorts the chemistry. Jealousy distorts chemistry. The touch becomes interrogation. How they touch you becomes interrogation. The kiss becomes a claim of territory. Disorder enters the bed long before it enters the room. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is the nature of jealousy. Jealousy creates a perversion of love. Jealousy is a perversion of love. You don't want them. You want reassurance that you're enough. You want reassurance that you are enough. And so you need them to perform a certain way so you can be okay. That is jealousy. And it absolutely distorts love. It distorts intimacy. But when jealousy dissolves into devotion, the energy does what? It transforms. The same fire that once burned with insecurity begins to glow with chosen intensity. With the intensity of, I know I am chosen. You don't grip their body to keep them from leaving. You draw them close because you delight in their nearness. When jealousy dissolves, all of a sudden, even the intimacy becomes much more profound. Right? Selfish ambition fades, and in its place rises sacred desire. Not a desire to own, Even own is a silly concept when you know they are you. How can I own? It's just me. Even the concept of ownership is absolutely ridiculous. You're just me. Where could you go anyway? Huh? Not to own, but to merge without fear. The erotic current, the erotic current of desire, it actually can become clean again. You want them not because you're afraid to lose, but because your presence is already enough. And when your presence is already enough, now your passion can deepen as communion. You can actually rest in communion in this divine moment with this beautiful goddess or this beautiful God that is in front of you. What would change if you were able to dissolve your jealousy into devotion? What would change if you did not need this person to reassure you, but you simply were with them for the love of the game, for the beauty of connection and passion? What would happen, right? Jealousy is not about them choosing someone else. It is about your ego fearing it is no longer special. Romantic obsession is identity starvation. You feel unseen, so you chase the one who once saw you. I'm gonna read those two lines one more time for you. Jealousy is not about them choosing someone else. It is about your ego fearing it is no longer special. Romantic obsession is identity starvation. You feel unseen, so you chase the one who once saw you. But here is a sharper truth for you. If your radiance depends on being chosen, then you were never sovereign. If your radiance depends on being chosen, then you were never sovereign. All right. So Galatians 5:1, it says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. Your identity has made you free. That's what he's trying to say. Stand right here, right now, in the knowing that your identity, you remembering that you are all things, has freed you from anything out there. All right? To stand fast in love is to remain unbound even while fully entwined, fully devouring that goddess, but remaining sovereign and unbound with no need for possession. It is to let your hands explore, your lips confess, your body lean in, yet never abandon your center. Liberty is presence without fear. When you love from freedom, you don't cling to keep them close. You draw them near because you desire them. Point blank, period. You draw them near because you desire them, not because you are terrified of losing them. Intimacy is being chosen by someone who does not need you to survive. Their touch feels cleaner. Their kiss feels intentional. Their embrace feels like devotion and not dependency. Dependency. Erotic freedom is sacred. It is the confidence to open your body without shrinking your spirit, to whisper once without shame, to press your chest against theirs and still know that you are whole. Right? So we're not telling you to restrain love. I'm not telling you to restrain your desire. That's not what I'm telling you, right? It's about rootedness, being rooted in truth, right? Stand fast in who you are, even as you melt into their arms. Let passion move through you without turning into chains. Because the most powerful union is not two people grasping for completion, but two liberated, sovereign, divine souls choosing again and again and again and again to meet one another in the fire. I know. Don't that sound good? Don't that sound good? That's what you want, ain't it? That's what you want, ain't it? Right? Freedom in love is not indifference. It is embodiment without dependency. You are most seductive, most romantic, most erotic, most divine when you are not seeking to be validated, but when you are anchored in who you decided to be. I love it. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Right? So, couple reflection questions. We got 3 of them. Number one. Did I stop dressing with intention? Get sexy. Did I stop dressing with intention? Did I stop speaking with authority? Did I stop inhabiting my body with reverence? Did you? Did you do it? Did you do that? Did you stop? Why? Why? Your magnetism is not about them. Your magnetism is your nature. Your magnetism is your nature. Okay? Your magnetism is your nature. So here we go. Next, longing as initiation. Longing as initiation. Longing is not punishment, it is initiation. What do you mean, Alex? Initiation? The mystics wrote of aching for the divine as if it were a lover slipping through their fingers, right? I want you to hear this song, Psalm 42:2. It says, my soul thirsts for God. Thirst. Not my soul wants God. My soul thirsts for God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Beautiful. There is a kind of longing that ain't polite, right? It doesn't sit quietly in the chest. It burns. It aches. It pulls at you in the middle of the night like a lover's absence on warm sheets. Beautiful. It doesn't say my mind considers God, right? So this verse, it doesn't say my mind considers God. My mind just considers God. My mind thinks of God. It says my soul thirsts. My soul thirsts for God. Thirst is physical, right? Thirst is urgent. It is consuming. It is embodied. Thirst is embodied. With my whole being, my knowing, everything in me thirsts for God. Beautiful, right? This is the language of desire that trembles through bone and breath. To thirst for the living God is to feel an ache so intimate it feels like you are reaching for skin, for warmth, for presence that fills your lungs and presses against your ribs from the inside. Alex. Yeah, I know. And yet this longing isn't lack, it is attraction. It is the magnetic pull between the finite and the infinite, the lover and the beloved, which are both you. All right? So you lean into the unseen the way you lean into a kiss. Your eyes closed. You're vulnerable. You're expectant, right? The living God is intimate presence, closer than a heartbeat, moving through you like breath shared between two mouths. Your thirst has never been proof that you are empty. It is proof that you are alive enough to feel the holy heat of union calling you deeper. Deeper. Okay? Thirst doesn't mean absence, it means expansion. When someone leaves and you feel hollow, that hollow space is never proof that you are incomplete. It is capacity. It is the space where a greater self can emerge. Where a greater self can emerge. All right? So I'm going to skip forward a little bit. We're going to get to this last part in this love letter. All right? You do not miss them. You miss the one who was bold, the one who flirted without fear, the one who moved as if their presence was enough. You miss the version of you that felt chosen, that knew they were chosen, that knew they were loved, right? So become that again. Not necessarily to attract them or to prove anything, but because it is your nature. It is your birthright. So 1 Corinthians 3:16, know ye not that ye are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? You are never waiting to be chosen. This whole time, everything has simply been waiting for you to remember the truth of who you are. The next time that you feel that ache in your chest, ask yourself, who did I stop being? The next time that you are just desiring them and you are missing them at night or right now, ask yourself, who did I stop being? Who did I stop being? And then become that. Walk like you are desired, right? Speak like you are heard. Move like you are already loved. And if love returns, it will no longer feel like salvation. It will just feel like recognition. God recognizing the truth. God recognizing God. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so I got a love letter for y'all. Okay. I got a love letter for y'all now. Here we go. My love. My love. There are nights when longing for you feels less like emotion and more like fire moving through my veins. It's not gentle. It doesn't ask for permission. It pulls at me the way gravity pulls the tide. I try to busy myself, to distract my thoughts, but your name lingers on my lips like a secret I ache and yearn to speak out loud. I adore the weight of your presence, the way the air shifts when I hear your voice, the way my body recognizes you before my mind does. You have no idea what you awaken in me. When I think of you, my breath slows and deepens. My chest tightens in that delicious way that feels almost unbearable, like anticipation stretching the seconds thin. I crave to feel the way your hands and lips rest on me, the way your body presses on me. Not rushed, not hesitant, but absolutely certain. I crave the closeness, the heat between us, the slow taste of your mouth against mine. Even memory feels alive, electric, as if my skin remembers exactly how you trace it. There is something sacred in this longing. It is devotion. It is the awareness that when I am near you, I expand. My senses sharpen. My voice lowers. My body softens into a rhythm that only you seem to unlock. I want you not from emptiness, but from fullness. I want you because my desire is alive, and you are the one it reaches for. If I could stand before you now, I wouldn't speak first. I would let the silence build between us. That charged silence that hums with everything unspoken. I would step close enough for you to feel my breath. I would let my hands find you slowly, deliberately, like I am rediscovering something precious. I would kiss you the way longing deserves to be answered. Deep and consuming, but tender. Know this, my longing is not weakness, it's intensity. It is the flame that refuses to dim. I desire you with clarity, with strength, with heat that does not apologize. And when we meet, I will not hold back the fire I have been carrying. I will let you feel every inch of it. Okay? I am that I am, no matter what, right? When longing turns into truth, right? Truth, truth, truth. Cool. All right, y'all. That was it for today. Thought this was a good one. It was an absolutely beautiful one. Absolutely beautiful one. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. And of course, the replay is on YouTube. You can always check out the YouTube. But Love y'all. Love y'all. All right, y'all stay dangerous and y'all stay perfect. Cool. Peace.